Okay, so good morning, Cyber Warriors. In this video, we're going to cover over how to create a whitelist and use a whitelist as part of an array and a comparison object so that we're going to grab some information and we want to filter it against an array list that we have created. Let's get right to it. Coffee. Looking in the list of what we have here, we can see that there are some accounts that we don't want to modify, and this is going to be true in Cyber Patriot competitions, and it's also going to be true within your normal organization when you go out in the real world. There are going to be accounts that you are not supposed to muck with, especially when you're doing any kind of scripting. Our scripts didn't account for any of that stuff, and I wanted to show you that how to account for that and make it a little easier to avoid making mistakes that could cost you points in the competition or your job in the real world. So let's take a look at some of these things here. So we have in the list, we have the Cochise Cyber account. This is an account that we use here within Cochise County, our Cyber Patriot program. This does all of the handling of the scoring engine. So if you make a change to this account, it could break things. And the same could be said about the Cyber Patriot account that comes as part of this competition images that you have. There's also the default account. This is the account that it's the template that all accounts are being used from. Basically, it just copies this, renames it, and there's a little things in the background, but what's happening here is what you see in the future. And then this account also is one you shouldn't be modifying, so we're going to make sure that we wind up leaving this one alone. So let's actually go in and show you how to do that in the code. So here's our invoke user operations. It's a big function. I combined all of the lesser functions into this one. I'm going to make some changes to that, but it'll be the next video. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a section for whitelisting users that we want to avoid doing. And we're going to just borrow a bit of the code that we already have before, and we're just going to grab this portion right there. And we're going to paste right over it, add a couple of returns, and paste it in again. Okay. So this is the first one we want to mess with. And we're going to change this variable to filtered users. Okay. And we need to make sure that we change it here as well. All right. Okay. So we're going to make this change to enter a whitelisted user. So what this is going to do is it creates our variable for the filtered users. It prompts us for any of them, and if there's nothing in there, then there's nothing in there. Well, actually, we could probably add the default user and the other one that we talked about to the list afterwards. Let's do that right here. And we're going to borrow this bit of code. And we're going to do two, right? So one is the default user account. We're just going to go and copy those. copy that one. This will be right there. I'm going to go back in. We're going to grab that one and paste it there. So this way we don't need to specifically remember to add those, and it will already account for the things, and it eliminates any errors we have from filtering this. Okay, so what we want to do here is we have this to get all the local users, but now for all of the other things we want to not include those, right? So we're going to make a quick change to that. So we're going to grab, actually we don't need to grab that. Let's move down to here, grab that. And so filtered users is Get-LocalUser, where object NotMatch and our filtered users variable. Okay. What's the difference here? Oh, filter ed users. Ha. Filtered users. Oops. Let's change this to whitelist. All right. Now we have all of that together. We're going to do this. And all of these subsequent all users, we're going to replace those. And what this does is it's going to show us the things that are no longer necessary to see. Let's take a look at this in practice. Grab the code and paste it in here. Enter a whitelisted user. All right, so we want to only whitelist Kochi Cyber. Actually, let's whitelist DD and this one here. All right, so now we're done doing that. It adds its two additional ones, and we can take a look to see what they are. Here we are. Kochi Cyber, DD, Ragna, default account, and the WGA utility account, right? So, boom. We have all of those. Now, we were showing the whitelisted users is this. Oops. Is this a NotIn? Name. This is the problem. I forgot to give it the parameter to check. That didn't work either. This is where I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to find the right thing. Okay. After a coffee reset, I got to figure it out. When you're doing a comparison with where object against an array, you have to do in or not in. I'm used to doing match or not match because I do a lot of regular expression work. It doesn't work with an array or an array list. So whitelist users get local where object name is not in the filtered users list. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to grab actually both of these lines of code. All right, there we go. These are the available users outside of the filtered whitelist ones, right? So these are the ones we want to address. That is how you accomplish that particular task. And this is what the variable looks like without the reformatting with the where. So that looks a bit more like the normal, what we're used to seeing. And these are just, it was just a matter of me resetting and remembering that an array list is not regular expression. It's an array list or an array. It works the same. So for arrays, we're object in or not in. So this is the quick little bit of code on how to create our whitelist users to make sure that we don't accidentally change the stuff for the competition or accidentally change things that will affect your real life career. Okay, Cyber Warriors. I was a bit of a mind scramble for the Kilt Guy. Clearly not enough coffee. Hang on. All right. So what did we do in this video? Other than making a lot of simple mistakes that shouldn't have been made, which luckily you, through the power of editing, you get to miss most of those. But we created a new array list to whitelist specific users that we don't want to accidentally change or modify in any way, shape, or form. This is very important in the real world. This is very important in the Cyber Patriot world when you are doing a competition. Or if you're practicing for competition here with the Cochise County group that we have. So we have these different things. You can filter them now, and it's easy. It's a repeatable pattern, which is the important part. So, as per always, I hope you learned something. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next video.